Hey guys, just want to give you a quick update on what I'm expecting and what I'm looking at. Yesterday I put out a video. It was this one here, Bitcoin breakout in about 8 hours. Coincidentally, it broke out exactly 8 hours after I posted that video. This was where I made the post, and this is how it played out. I was expecting we pushed above this ring, potentially get a breakout. But specifically, I was saying pay attention to this ring here. I'll go through some of these charts and give you some support and resistance levels. But you can see we pushed up above it, we found support, and then we pushed up. This is how it played out. This purple ring, and I'll show you this ring as well. We found resistance previously on it, and then we found resistance on it again. You see this how much we pushed up after we crossed this ring. It wasn't a huge move, but people that were following me were expecting this move. So, at this point, you buy in, you ride it up, and you sell at the top. And, I was telling people this was our resistance. And you can see that we repeatedly got resistance at it. So this is what I'm going to get into and try to show you what I'm looking at as a time frame. Let's see. So you can see that this ring right here was previously giving us resistance and support. And let me go to the 1 hour here. Right now, you can see that we're underneath this ring. So if we push above this ring, and this is around 8,898, if we push above that, then obviously your resistance is going to be this ring right here. I was telling people in a tweet, I said if we continue down, these are support levels to pay attention to, and that's what's talking about 8,760, and then this is a BitMEX chart which shows support around 8,700, and you can see that we came down right to this ring. We're respecting this ring, the purple ring here in this purple fib circle. We came down, we found support here previously at 8,870, and then we found support again, which is around 8,751. So it's possible that we get rejected here at 8,898, and then we'll keep bouncing back and forth until we get to the apex. Now I could adjust this different ways. It's kind of hard to nail this down, what pattern we're in. First of all, I'd like to point out that we're still forming whatever pattern we're in. We're still forming it. It's possible we could drop down lower. This could be a descending triangle. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But we haven't broken out of any pattern because the volume is still low. When we do break the pattern, we should have a pretty huge move to the upside or the downside, and you'll be able to tell with all of the volume. So I guess what I'm getting at is if you push up, look for your resistance to be this purple ring. That would be potentially, again, guys, if you have access to the charts, then you know exactly what that price will be. Most of these are at angles, and these are curves. So depending on when you hit it, depends on what price will be. So again, if we move up, look for a possible resistance around 9,050 to 9,000. Depending if we go straight up or go at an angle. That is if we make it above this orange ring around 8,900. Otherwise, we'll come back down and test the support. If we break that support, we can come back down and test this this purple ring here, which potentially where my cursor's at now is 8,689. So this is that ring. So we crossed it, we had a pump, and this is just showing the support. We were holding support here. As soon as we broke that support, we came down. You see we broke below this, but we kind of found support on this green line. Guys, there's different charts. Always refer to different charts. This is the BitMEX chart. This is where I was telling people to pay attention for support, because we came down, we hit it as support and moved up. So as soon as we came down and stopped near this line, this is where I bought in. I'm out right here because I'm not sure if we're going to make it above this orange ring that's giving us resistance. Again, if we do, we can push up here. Otherwise, we're going to be bouncing back and forth till we break to the upside or the downside. If we break to the upside, we'll probably test this ring. If we push above this ring, potentially expect a pump. And of course, if we break the structure, we might come down and test this ring here. Let's see. This is the Bitstamp. I don't have a letter on it, but this is one of the Bitstamp charts. This has shown to be this channel, or this line in this fib channel has shown to be support. And what I was trying to do here with this line right here is to represent this orange ring where we're currently getting resistance at. So, and that's what I'm saying. If we continue sideways and bounce back and forth in here, obviously this could break up or down at any time, and it doesn't have to be a significant move. I'm just giving you a point where something can happen. So by the time we reach that apex, we're looking at potentially 14 hours, and that would be 14 hours bouncing between support and this orange ring right here. And actually I'll save this, so if you guys load it up you'll see it. The other scenario, and you see we were finding resistance on this purple ring, and we're finding support on this trend line here. So if we do not break, you know, like I said, if we do not break above this, we could break sooner, but the apex for support right here on this trend line and resistance on this purple ring, that would potentially be between now and 1 day and 9 hours. So just pay attention to that time frame. Let me see here. So this is the Kraken chart. This is a great chart to use for larger moves. I did add this fib circle in on a previous video. I'm not sure how many back it was. It might be like 3 videos back. But you know, price had already pushed up when I created this fib circle, and I wanted to see how price would respect this next ring. You can see that, you know, we pushed up, we got resistance, we pushed way above it, we found more resistance, we pushed up. You can see we found support on this ring 2 times now. So it's possible we could keep coming down and finding support on this ring. You know, potentially we could break it and have it drop. But I just want to point out how well price is respecting this ring. Let's see, and also some support levels. So if we have another drop, obviously it's possible we could keep moving down this ring, but your next strong support, I don't really see any support on this level, this trend line here, but you can see this red line. We've had a lot of support and resistance on this trend line right here. So one potential drop target for you to pay attention to would be, and again this is at an angle, and if we had a drop straight down, you're looking at potentially 7,600. You know, out here is 7,720. So I pay attention to that support level, and again, because price has been respecting it so well previously, chances are it's going to respect it again. This chart here, this might coincide with another chart. You can see that this trend line right here has been a lot of support, and this one has been too, but the one above has been more support. So if we have a smaller drop, look at a target of around 8,637. Out here is 8,596. And again, guys, that's why I say compare different charts to get an idea. I'm just kind of going through these, I'm kind of winging it. I guess that pretty much covers that. Let me give you a larger drop target. So let's say that we do break this support right here and we have a larger drop. I would like to point out this ring right here. This is where we broke above this ring. We found resistance underneath this ring right here. This was at 7,789. And you can see how much of resistance this was. As soon as we broke this point, you can see we had this pump going all the way up here to 9,500. So if we do have a pretty substantial drop, I do think that, well, right here where my cursor is at is 7,755. This is slightly at a downward angle. So you know, out here is 7,738. I do think that this ring right here will be a lot of support if we have a drop. So do pay attention to that. But the main thing to get out of this is it's possible we push above this this orange ring at 8,900. And again, we'll get resistance again at this purple ring if we push above that. And as I told you in that previous video, if you watched it, if we do get a pump, you know, we could pump as high as this this yellow ring, because that's what we've done before repeatedly. Every time we have a pump, see, we pump up and get resistance at the capitulation ring. This yellow ring's a capitulation ring. You get a pump, get resistance, get resistance, get resistance. When we push through, we have a major pump, and you can see it respected this purple fib circle here. Found resistance underneath it, pushed up, found resistance, pushed above it, found support on this one, found resistance. So this purple fib circle is in play. So if we do drop below this, you could look at your next potential target. Well, if you go down here, again, everything's at an angle. This is 8,881. There's a lot of confluence right here around 8,000. And remember, 8,000 is a very important number for Bitcoin, because we've been at 8,000 going back, well, going back a good ways. I'd have to go to the daily to show you that. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is also, by the way, I do have stocks available, guys. These are the stocks I currently have: Dow Jones, Apple, Google, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Cleveland Cliffs, Maxer, Boeing, JP Morgan, Lockheed Martin. These need to be updated. These were the old style charts for S&P 500 and oil. But I want you to pay attention to the Dow Jones. This is the actual chart. We were in a rising wedge. We're kind of moving sideways out of this, and Bitcoin seems to be following the stock market. So if the stock market drops more, you can expect Bitcoin to follow suit. The stock market goes up, Bitcoin's going to go up as well. One thing I do is I go to if you just do I'll put the link for this in the description, but if you do Dow Jones pre-market trading, you'll get this. But I would pay attention to this. Visit this page and keep refreshing it. Right now it's in the negative 35 points. If this starts to go up higher, like negative 300 or whatever, because the last time it was a negative 300, that's when we had this drop. That's when we had this drop right here, where we came down 11%. So this is a great indicator. The higher this goes in the negative, expect a drop. If this starts going in the positive, then you can expect Bitcoin to follow suit. Also, I'll have a link for this also, Blockchain Whispers. It's kind of a mixed signal here. I don't trust Bitfinex. BitMEX, it's crazy. There's 66.65% longs to 33% shorts. So everybody's long on BitMEX, but on Binance, there's more shorts than longs. So like I said, mixed signals here. But overall, there's more longs and shorts. So if they tank the market now to liquidate longs, BitMEX would do well, Bitfinex would do well, Binance not so much. So it seems likely it might go sideways for a bit, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I just wanted to give you that, guys. Sorry I didn't plan this out too well. I just wanted to show you what I'm looking at. The most important thing is pay attention to this purple ring, because we are respecting this. Again, I said we would catch a bounce at this ring. We did. If we don't make it above this, we'll probably bounce back and forth, potentially come down and test this ring. If we break it, we'll come down lower. If we push above this purple ring, then I expect we'll get a substantial pump. And again, these, if you have access to charts, guys, all of these will be temporary resistance, but do expect, and again, if you're super bullish, guys, this fib circle right now that we seem to be respecting right here, if we do push up above this with a lot of volume, the next orange ring up, almost to the apex of this capitulation ring is up here around 10,800. I'm not that bullish. I don't expect it to go that high, but I just want you to have targets to the upside and the downside, and kind of a time frame. But guys, that's it. Again, if you want to access these charts, the link will be in the description. Also, a link for my Twitter account. Make sure you follow me there. And guys, if you do want to pay for or use crypto to pay for my charts, I'm only offering this method for lifetime access. But follow me on Twitter, and you can click this link here for different subscription options. But again, lifetime access is only, if you want to pay Bitcoin, it's only for lifetime. It's not for monthly. Otherwise, you have to use PayPal. But guys, that's it. Until the next video.